Hello everybody, Active Asshole on Roids here with another glorious rant. That's Active Asshole on Roids, kryptonite for conservatives. I'm off my roids, off my rocker, and on the warpath. Here we go. I got a day off, first day off in about 3.5 weeks. Actually got a chance to clean up this apartment. This place is a mess. I mean, good God, I've never seen, dirty toilets, dirty, filthy kitchen and everything, but I got it cleaned up. I got all that carpet vacuum and everything. So it's a shame I had to use the only day off I had to clean house, but it had to be done because if it wasn't done today, then it wasn't going to get done. So, but I digress from my original intent of this video. Anyway, it's going to be a very short video. I'm just gonna sit around and talk about libertarians, about one of the contradictions that I've noticed among Tea Partiers, libertarians, and militia nuts over the last few years, particularly in the wake of the 2010 elections, and should they actually attain some success in taking back the Senate, assuming the Republicans take the Senate in the 2014 midterms, in this year's midterm elections. You can expect to see this hypocrisy, this double standard glare up again. It's going to rear its ugly head once more. It does every election cycle, but it sort of goes. It's kind of like this. They'll rant about how they believe democracy is two wolves and a sheep deciding what's for dinner, legitimize the very democratic model they decry as tyranny by the majority by voting in the elections, that is, by taking part in the very system they claim to hate, and then they'll claim a mandate in the instances in which their candidates emerge victorious. Now think about that for a second. Think about that for a moment. They hate democracy. They consider it tyranny of the majority. But they will claim a mandate by the people in the event that their guys win. How can they proudly claim a mandate? How can rightist libertarians and Tea Partiers proudly claim to have a mandate from the people? They consider the very nature of such a democratic mandate to be tyranny by the majority. I mean, the two positions are diametrically opposed to one another. How can they not see the contradiction between these two positions? Some libertarians have actually developed a contrivance, a pseudo, I would say a patch to this. Let's just call it a patch to this kind of contradiction, by claiming that the free market is the only truly democratic institution, because you can buy stock in it. Anyone can buy stock or start a business or whatever, and that the vote is not really important, but and that the state cannot be an arbiter for fairness and all that. And they at least attempt by that measure, even though it's a very shitty attempt, that still ignores the fact that not all of us are rich, and we can't all own a fucking business, and we can't all create, we can't, well, not create. I wouldn't consider libertarians creators to begin with. I wouldn't call them creators if you put a gun to my head and force me to, because 9 times out of 10, these little bastards just get on the internet and rant and bitch and moan, and they want to see the system overthrown or gutted so badly because they think because they think that the system's keeping them down. And my reply to them is, if you're not creating now, if you're not going to make anything now, then then you probably weren't going to be a creator to begin with. You probably weren't going to be a producer in society to begin with, and you're just looking for someone to fucking blame. So yeah, you know, the whole delusion of grandeur thing that comes with being an egotist. They've got the ego, they've got the undistilled id, but they don't have the IQ to back it up. But again, I digress. Coming back to what I was saying, you know, at least some libertarians, and I'm loath to give them credit for this, because I know that for the most part, their attempt at trying to fix this philosophical contradiction still comes up horrifically short, because it in no way entails that you're just as equal as you would be under a system where everyone had a vote. But some of them try, but for the most part, many of these rightist, anti-government, reactionary fagtards have they can't help but fall into the same old trap, this same old contradiction every time their side manages to win an election. And with that, I guess that's all I had to say on this one. It's short, but you know, it calls into question, you know, why claim a mandate if you believe that the very mandate is evil, that the very mandate is somehow coercive? Okay, I'm out.